In this video, I want to go over how I got over 200 orders in the first month selling AI generated art on Etsy. In my last video, I showed you one of my Etsy stores and I went over the statistics and I showed you how much I made in revenue. If you haven't seen this video, go ahead and watch it after you see this one, okay? Stay for this one and then go ahead and watch the other one. And in this video, I'm going to focus on the strategy. I'm going to give you a breakdown of the things that I did. So I was able to scale relatively fast with a little amount of listings, but a good amount of volume. Also, I have to mention that even though I've been selling AI art on this account for about a month, I used this account earlier to sell some other products. They were not AI generated products. And honestly, the account had only one review prior to this whole experiment. Everything you're gonna see is pretty much after I transformed this account into the AI selling machine. And there were 4 major points that allow me to get to this point. So if you're struggling selling digital products on Etsy, this video is for you because it's gonna kind of give you some ideas and explanation how you should operate your Etsy business in order to get sales if you're selling digital products, specifically the AI generated images. That's what I do. And speaking of AI, I'm going to briefly explain what I'm doing on this Etsy account. So as you are aware, probably there's like a little AI revolution happening everywhere. Everyone is talking about ChatGPT, Midjourney and other AI softwares, and Midjourney is the one that I specifically use for this example. So Midjourney is a graphic AI generator that you can create whatever images you want. So this is the one I'm using. You have to have a Discord in order to use it, which is like a social media platform that a lot of people are using it. But anyway, I use Midjourney to generate these images because Midjourney is really good at it. You can create really good images using that software. And once I have the images, I bundle them up into a pack of 20. Usually it's about 20 in one bundle. And then I sell these bundles on Etsy because Etsy allows you to sell digital products. And currently the account I'm talking about has 25 listings on it. So it's not even a lot of listings, to be honest with you. Today, it generated $25 so far. Well, let's go over the statistics. And as you can see, I'm showing you the last 30 months, the month of March. And you can see that I have 235 orders so far. Today is the March 29th. So there's probably going to be a couple more orders happening. This number is probably going to be closer to 250 towards the end of the month, okay? And as you can see, the revenue is $541, okay? And it's been constantly growing up. Lately, it's been slowing down, but again, that's pretty normal. When it comes to the end of the month, usually there's a slowdown. So that's something that I was expecting. Pretty much orders almost every day. I've had a couple of slow days, but I started this journey relatively late. I think I started around this time. I would say March 7th to 14th. That's the time period that I actually start putting some listings because at the beginning, I only had a couple of listings and then I start uploading more listings, more bundles every day. My conversion rate is also pretty high, 8.7. Usually it's anything between like 6 to 13%, which is relatively high. Compare this to like my other dropshipping businesses, for example. Usually my conversion rate is anything between 1 to 2%. So almost 10% on these Etsy digital products is really high. So as you can see, my products are popular products, okay? And speaking of popular products, I believe that there are 4 main principles that allows me to scale my store like that. And one of these principles is my product research method, okay? So as you can see, I'm not really creative, okay? I'm not really a creative person. So it's hard for me to come up with the designs very often. And that's just not my specialty, okay? Thank God we have AI that can create the design. I'm a number guy. I can analyze stuff. I can look at the data, and that's what I did. So when it comes to product research, I was focusing on products that are already selling. I was looking for the designs that are already selling. Instead of creating a brand new design that I'm not sure if it's gonna work, I decided to pick the ones that other people are already selling, create something similar in a similar theme. Because once I create something similar to someone else's listing, Etsy is gonna push my listings to the people that bought from that person. I used that as an example in the previous video when I created the listing around mushrooms, okay? I saw that there are mushroom images selling very well on Etsy. I found a guy very successful selling these mushroom images. I decided to create a different variation of them. He had a red one. I decided to sell a pink version of the mushroom, okay? So whenever someone purchases from that guy with the red mushrooms, Etsy is gonna suggest them, hey, this guy has a pink one, would you like to take a look at it? And they might also buy from me. So when it comes to product research and finding these images that work, I use a tool called Everbee. It's a Chrome extension. You're gonna have a link for it down below. They have a free trial if you wanna test it out. But what I do with this tool, I would go to, I would type in the image that I'm interested in, right? So let's say mushroom, for example, and I would type in product analytics. And what this tool is going to show me is going to show me the listings that are getting the most sales. And then I would take a look at this listing and see if I can replicate something like that in Midjourney. So as you can see, number one over here is this watercolor magic mystical mushroom clip art bundle, okay? So that's what it is. And this is definitely made in the Midjourney because I've created something like this myself. So here's a bundle of 25 mushrooms, mushroom biomes, okay? I don't know what to call it. And he's selling it for $1.69. It's actually $3.39, but he's running a 50% promo, which is something that you should also do. You should run the promos because they are very effective. But what I would do now is I would go to Midjourney and try to create something similar. So to create something like that, I will go over his keywords that he's using. So watercolor, magic, mystical, mushroom. That's something that I would use in order to create something like that in Midjourney. And then actually try to see if I can replicate this. So here's what Midjourney created with my prompt that I literally just copied from this title. It says watercolor, magic, mystical, mushroom. And this is what we got. And again, it's not exactly the same thing, but it's relatively close. I would probably add something more to it. I would say that I want a white background probably to eliminate all of that, because usually people buying these type of images, they want a white background. But you get the point. You literally trying to recreate something similar to what these people are already selling, because you have a data that this shows that this type of images sell. Now you just have to create something similar to it and sell it yourself. Another thing that I think is very big on Etsy are ads, okay? This is something that brought a lot of success to my Etsy store, okay? As I mentioned, this store that I showed you made 230 orders so far, but a lot of them came from my Etsy ads. And matter of fact, I'm actually losing money on ads. I'm not actually making money from ads. But the main point why I'm running ads is because very often, if I advertise something, these people come back. I had a bunch of repeated buyers. They come back to me every time I list something new because they favorite my store and they get a notification saying, hey, this guy just added something new. So even though I'm losing money on ads, I still run them because I do get orders. And as long as I can break even or get very close to break even, I'm okay with it. Because at the end of the day, all it matters is that I'm trying to build a brand and I'm trying to bring an audience that will repeatedly buy from me, because every time I upload something new, they're gonna get notified. So here's actually my ad breakdown for this month. And as you can see, I brought 62 orders, okay? And my revenue from my ads is $152 and I spent $158 on my ads. So I'm technically losing money on this, but if you take a look at my overall profit, I am still profitable this month because I made $227 in profit so far, okay? So my suggestion is to run ads. I run ads for $5 a day, so it's not even that much money, but they do bring clients and they do bring followers, because at the end of the day, you're trying to bring audience that will follow you and will like what you're doing and will constantly buy from you. That's what I'm trying to do. And so far, I can't complain. And speaking of building an audience that will always follow you, that's another thing that I think helped me a lot with this business, which is creating a vibe, creating a brand, okay? My stores, I currently have 2 Etsy stores. My stores have certain theme and niche and the vibe to it, okay? I bring certain people to my stores. For example, the store that I just showed you, most of the people that buy from this store are women in their 50s. That's mostly the crowd that buys from me. And I know that because I can see the pictures of the people that purchase the products from me. And usually these are women in their 50s. My other store, on the other hand, again, that's also women, but it's mostly a younger crowd because the niche that I'm selling is completely different than the store that I'm showing you in this video, okay? It all depends on the vibe and the crowd that you're trying to attract. Etsy in general is a very vibey marketplace, okay? People get kind of personal to it. A lot of stuff that you can buy on Etsy are customized. And if someone can figure out your vibe, vibe of your store, they're gonna come back to you, especially with digital products, because the products I am selling are images that people use to, print on their t-shirt or print on their mug, or maybe for some kid projects or whatever. Usually these people are already running businesses based on Etsy. Maybe they are sellers on Etsy as well. I believe they're mostly, the people that buy from me are mostly Etsy sellers too. They just need the design. And if they can trust me that I can make good designs, they will come back and always buy more from me. Another aspect that I think helped me to generate so many orders relatively fast with a pretty good conversion rate is the fact that I was using keywords that work for my listings, okay? So this is more analytical and technical aspect of this whole process. Let me show you what I mean by that. Let's go back to our example with the mushroom, right? So I'm using Everbee again, and I'm analyzing the listing that I showed you earlier, that mushroom listing, okay? This is actually the listing, and this is the data that Everbee is showing to me. So if you scroll down right here, I can see the keywords this listing is using that are working for it, okay? So one of the big keywords that has a lot of volume is the clip art bundle, mushroom, magical mushroom, mystical clip art, mystical PNG. So I would use all these keywords from the top and put them in my listings. Since I'm trying to create something similar, right? I'm trying to create a similar listing to it. I would use these tags in my listing. And Everbee allows you to do this very quickly. You can just copy all of them and paste them in your listing. So that's why Everbee is an amazing tool. And this listing has 100% visibility score, which means this is a really good listing. It's very findable on Etsy. And if this guy has an easy job being found on Etsy, means it's popular. Hey, why not just copy what he's doing in regards of his keywords? Because he's clearly using good keywords that are searchable, and I'm just gonna try to do my best and do the same. As you can see, I took a very analytical approach to this whole thing. I believe everything can be reverse engineered here, and I think that's what I did here. I reverse engineered successful listings and redo them myself, and that's what I suggest you do as well if you decide to sell AI art. And I think this is really good business model because it's very passive and it's relatively cheap to start. All you need to do is basically buy Midjourney, which costs $10 a month to get the license that allows you to resell your images, and start selling on Etsy, which will charge you 20 cents per listing. So, oh my God, that's 20 cents. I know, big cost. No, but in all seriousness, this is a very passive and cheap business model to start. So if you have a couple extra hours in a day that you want to use to generate extra side income, I think this is the perfect opportunity for you. And if you want to get help with the prompts, I upload a monthly list of new prompts to my YouTube membership. So if you sign up, you're going to get a monthly list of new prompts from me. April 1st, I'm going to upload new prompts. So sign up to get the new prompts for April. And if you want to learn more about dropshipping, go to dropshippingguild.com to learn more. It's my website. You can see everything related to Facebook and eBay dropshipping. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it. That's enough of my sales pitch. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you next time, my friend, and take care.